Well, it's once again time to talk about some crime. Once again, another day with more crime. And Channel 12 did cover some crime because it happened on the South Shore. But hey, the crime problems we know or problems in New Jersey, we're going to talk about that too. Because as bad as things are here, they have some really serious problems in New Jersey. And it's just another reason why I don't want to have to wind up having to live there because the problems here suck, but these are problems I'm familiar with dealing with. When you go to New Jersey, you're going to deal with a whole new set of problems, like the heat, like transportation, and like an illegal job action on New Jersey Transit, because they can do that. They don't have a Taylor law in New Jersey that prevents these kind of job actions from happening. But the first thing we're going to talk about here, because after all, we're going to get to the crime here, is this story here. And this is just another example of how the crime from the city is spilling over into Long Island. This happened on the South Shore, which goes to show you, yes, they may experience less of the crime, and certainly when it happens there, it gets noticed, versus in the middle of the island, it kind of gets forgotten. But the fact is that this is affecting all of us. So let's play the story here from Channel 12. They actually did a good job talking about it, and you'll see exactly what happened here.
A man accused tonight of taking part in a violent assault spree in Nassau that ended, police say, with an officer being attacked. News 12's crime reporter Krista McNally in Baldwin, where apparently all happened, Krista.
That's by Grand Avenue in Merrick.
Good evening, Doug. That's right. It was here at the Baldwin Bowling Center,
right by the
where
M35
28-year-old
bus stop.
Julian Lynch allegedly was left by his friends without a ride home around 3 o'clock in the morning. No way back to Brooklyn. That is when police say he went down this road.
There was a way back to Brooklyn. You could take the N4, which runs all night, or the Long Island Railroad. But he wasn't completely stranded.
Allegedly, a violent, angry spree started. We are told that he walked to a 7-Eleven on Merrick Road, got in a verbal argument with an employee before allegedly going around the corner and punching the victim several times, causing him to pass out and fall to the ground.
We have a zero tolerance. The people in Nassau County want and respect each other. They want to have that.
Police say he went 7-Eleven on Merrick Road, got in a verbal argument with an employee before allegedly going around the corner and punching the victim several times, causing him to pass out and fall to the ground.
We have a zero tolerance. The people in Nassau County want and respect each other. They want to have that attitude that we're all doing the right thing and everybody's on the same page. You come in and you try to violate one of the Voss stores or violate a person in this county, the Nassau County Police Department will put all of their resources behind to make that arrest.
That's what I want to hear.
Now, when he was in the CVS, he got in a verbal altercation with the officer and
the CVS in Rockville Center.
And punched him in the face as well. That officer is now on leave because his eye is swollen shut. Lynch is going to be arraigned in Hempstead tomorrow.
And I bet you this guy, he's a violent criminal history. I just bet he does. So he walks us. So this is the part they left out. When he left there, police say Lynch continued on foot to a Rockville Center CVS. So he walked down Merrick Road. He got into an argument with with an employee and demanded his belongings. So he tried to rob the employee. Right as then the police arrived and Lynch punched an officer in the eye. So it's another example of the violence in the city spilling over. And people on Long Island, I could see a lot of hostility now being directed toward Eric Adams because, he ain't doing crap about this. He ain't doing crap. And here's another article on it here. So, man, and again, if this happened in the middle of the island, it wouldn't have gotten the coverage on Channel 12. We know that already. So, a man has been charged with allegedly attacking a police officer and punching him in the eye during an arrest. Now, it says this incident took place in Oceanside at 3:10 a.m. So, according to detectives, Julian Lynch, age 28, of Brooklyn, entered a 7-Eleven on Merrick Road, 475 Merrick Road. Once inside, he initiated a verbal altercation with a 36-year-old employee who walked around the counter and hit the victim multiple times with a closed fist in the eye, causing him to hit his... Sounds like he was drunk. According to so he left the scene prior to the police arriving and headed to the CVS located at 598 Merrick Road in Rockville Center, where he started another verbal altercation with a 31-year-old male employee and demanded his belongings. Officers arrived at the scene and attempted to place defendant Lynch under arrest, at which point he got into a physical struggle with the officers. During the struggle, Lynch struck an officer with a closed fist in his right eye, causing substantial pain. So hopefully that officer isn't injured for life from this. I mean, this is what police officers do, you know. They put their lives on the line. You know, 2 counts of assault, attempted robbery, menacing, criminal trespassing, and resisting arrest, and he is being held. But he says he's being transported to assessment and treatment, so it could be another mental... No, that's the victims. It could be another mental case here that we have here. Let's see if there's any more information from the Nassau County Police Department on this as well. So this is, again, the arrest here that happened here, again, that we read here. So, and see, it gives some more information. He's Julian Lynch, 28 of 121 Hancock Street, entered the 7-Eleven located at 475 Merrick Road. So, so he is being held. So this man should not be let out at all. At all. All right. Period. Dangerous. Very dangerous. All right. Very dangerous. So again, if this happened in the middle of the island, it would have been forgotten. But it just goes to show you, even on the South Shore. Now, I'm wondering where that CVS is. I think it's more on the border. Well, I kind of show you where it happened. And like I said, this guy was drunk out of his mind, and the bowling alley and his friends should have called the police and had it dealt with before people got attacked. You know, but they didn't do that. So this is where it happened, right around here. So it started over here. Then he went down to a 7-Eleven. I'm thinking there's a 7-Eleven somewhere down here. I'm trying to figure out where there's a 7-Eleven, but I think there's a 7-Eleven somewhere down here in this area. Maybe he made his way down Merrick Road here. I don't know where the 7-Eleven is, but there is a CVS around here in Rockville Center. Where is there a CVS? Figure out where this is. I'll look this up. CVS, Merrick Road. All right, so yeah, he made it all the way down here. Yeah, that's a lot of walking. He made it all the way down here, and then finally was arrested here in Rockville Center. And this is the east side of Rockville Center by the hospital here, Mount Sinai. But this is around where it happened. The 7-Eleven is probably not too far away from here as well. But it just goes to show you, again, what we're dealing with in the city, spreading out here. Here's the 7-Eleven. So it's just another example, and you're not safe anywhere. You know, and people in Nassau County are getting disgusted with this. Eric Adams, you know, you are noticed to get your ass in gear and start doing something about this crime. All right? So let's get to the next thing, which is New Jersey Transit, which is having a ridiculous meltdown. And here's the reason why. There's a job action going on, and rail service on New Jersey Transit is completely suspended. They had a lot of canceled trains, and then they ended service around 7:30 at night. Lots of people are stranded on New Jersey Transit. And he says, click here for the last trains of the day. So it'll give you a list of the last trains of the day, which already have run pretty much. So you're having a lot of people stranded right now in New Jersey. It's a huge mess. So again, like I said, this wouldn't happen in New York. Well, I'd like to think it wouldn't happen in New York, but in New Jersey, it is. And unfortunately, I don't know where the hell Phil Murphy is, but he isn't doing anything. He hasn't said anything about this. So where is the governor in New Jersey? I'm really disappointed in Phil Murphy. He has not addressed this at all on his Twitter or anywhere. It's just unbelievable. How can he not address it? So let's get to the story here. News 12 New Jersey is covering this. And we're going to play. It's an illegal job action. And this is, and now they've suspended train service. They don't have a collective bargaining agreement, apparently. And they don't have, unlike New York, we have a Taylor law. We have a Taylor law in New York, so they cannot strike in New York. But in New Jersey, they don't have a law like that. And look, I do support the right of the workers to strike if it's over a serious thing, but this is not serious. This had to do with Juneteenth as a holiday. So it says, and there's really nothing they can do. NJ Transit is disappointed that the unit would perpetrate such an act. So let's listen to the story here from News 12 New Jersey.
Right now, we have breaking news. Major headaches for commuters trying to get home tonight.
And New Jersey Transit has suspended all rail service through the rest of the day. They say it is due to a, quote, illegal job action by the Union of Locomotive Engineers.
New Jersey Transit posting this alert on Twitter. The last trains out of New York, Newark, and Hoboken on these lines all leaving within the last hour or so. So if you have family trying to get home and they miss that last train, they'll have to try another way to get home. New York Waterway is cross-honoring all transit customers on all of its ferry routes tonight to help get people
if there's
where
no
they
bus
need to
that
go.
goes there, are they running shuttle buses? I don't know.
Naomi is live at Newark Penn Station right now.
I don't think they are.
What's the situation there?
Oh man, listen, there are tons of folks out here waiting and just kind of looking for alternate routes to get home tonight, just like you mentioned. We're here in front of Newark Penn Station. Commuters, again, being forced to find alternate routes. I'm just going to let you take a look at the scene out here right now. I mean, it's also a normal Friday night. On top of that,
Ubers
we've got that suspension out here. So, you know, folks, again, forced to find alternate routes tonight to get to their
Where's the
final
governor?
destination.
Where
and
are
again,
you,
that
Phil
suspension
Murphy?
really causing some chaos for so many. And commuters who normally ride New Jersey Transit trains are scrambling to find a way to get to where they're going tonight. Jersey Transit suspending rail service for the rest of the evening due to what they're calling, like you mentioned, an illegal job action by the Locomotive Engineers Union. Now, service on the Northeast Corridor, Maine, Bergen County, Montclair, Boonton, Pascack Valley, Broward.
Here's the question, though. Amtrak runs on the Northeast Corridor. Why can't they service NJ Transit stops?
Valley and North Jersey coastlines was suspended for the rest of the evening, and now commuters again trying to find their way home. We talked with a couple of folks while we were out here, many of them waiting for Ubers, some of them coming from far, and you know, still trying to get home. They're only maybe halfway home, some of those folks. Now, like I mentioned, the majority of those lines that are suspended, those suspensions just went into effect a little while ago. There will be some cross-honoring on Jersey Transit buses, light rail and path, all
not Amtrak though
tonight, and we'll keep an eye on this one and keep you posted on what's next. In Newark, Naomi Yane, News 12 New Jersey. I'll send it back inside to you.
I have to say, after seeing this, I really don't want to live in New Jersey. This is disgraceful. Where is the governor? Why isn't he saying anything? I mean, I like Phil Murphy. After this, though, I've lost a chunk of respect for him. He ain't saying anything about it. He isn't saying anything about this. Nothing at all. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there's other negative news about New Jersey, too, that's come out. Well, let's get through this first. Even Channel 2 is covering it. It says, breaking news here at the bottom. NJ Service suspends rail service due to lack of engineers. It's a complete mess.
Can I help you?
We'd like to find
breaking news, a commuter nightmare for NJ Transit riders. Rail service suspended tonight, stranding thousands of people trying to get home.
CBS 2's Nick Calloway is in Secaucus with more on who is to blame for this chaos.
We can hear it, but we can't see it.
Well, this decision by New Jersey Transit is causing chaos for thousands of commuters and travelers. It was already a chaotic day before
Let's try NBC. Their site is not working.
Yeah, Adam, at least 24 cancellations and counting, ruining the morning Friday rush hour commute for so many people across New Jersey this morning because train engineers didn't show up for work. But multiple sources are confirming to News 4 that this was a planned job action today. Let's show you some video from inside Newark Penn and also at the Long Branch New Jersey Transit Station as well. People waiting on platforms for trains that just were not coming. At least 24 trains canceled by 7:45 this morning. And as rush hour continued, more trains were canceled. New Jersey Transit writing on their website under most of the alerts that the cancellations were due to engineer availability. Now, the engineers union is still in negotiations and have not signed a new contract, so they do not get holiday pay today for the state holiday of Juneteenth like the other unions do. So in protest, many did not show up for work today, causing dozens of
You're not going to make any
cancellations.
friends doing that.
At the end of the day, they should have already been here on time because everybody has a schedule where they have to get to work, and unfortunately, we had to be an hour and a half late. Due to that, we're going to get less money just because they didn't want to be on time.
Disgraceful.
A lot of people like that guy at stations across New Jersey. Now, News 4 has also confirmed and obtained a letter sent yesterday from New Jersey Transit to the president of the engineers union, saying that they've heard of the rumors about the planned job action today and that it will not be tolerated. Clearly, many people still going through with it. And Adam, this will no doubt be affecting the evening commute on this Friday as well. In Newark, I'm Jessica Cunningham.
Unbelievable. So what a mess over there at NJ Transit, you know, and the governor isn't doing anything. I'm going to look at Amtrak now and see if Amtrak should be cross-honoring, but they're probably not going to do anything about it, I'm sure. Let's see if they have a Twitter we can look at here, and I'm sure that they're not going to do anything about it. Let's see. Nothing. They should be accommodating people on their trains, you know, but they're not going to stop there. They're not going to accommodate people, and they're going to leave. You got to understand something. I don't know if there are any shuttle buses running or anything like this. There's no mention of this on the New Jersey Transit bus page. What I do see is a lot of trips missing due to operator availability. So I'm wondering if this is affecting the buses too. I don't know. But what a mess. I'm not going, you know, between the city and the crime there and all these problems now with operator availability and job actions, I have no plans of going to New Jersey anytime soon until this is straightened out. I mean, what a mess. I'm so glad I don't live in New Jersey. Why do you think I don't want to wind up having to live there? Because it's worse. All right, especially with transportation, it's worse. It's a lot worse. The way everything's laid out and everything, and then it's not all peachy keen with the parks either, because there's some bad news about New Jersey parks going on. And let's see. Now I know that there was something about a parks budget thing going on here. Shortage. Let's see. It had something to do with something. Yeah, this is the thing that I want to read for you. It says NJ Parks could collapse if funding staffing don't increase. So a 28% decrease in staffing since 2006, coupled with a 13% increase in acquired acreage since 2008, is severely stressing New Jersey's state park system. The New Jersey State Lands Management Report is the result of a collaboration between the Pinelands Preservation Alliance and Michael Van Cleef of Ecological Solutions, LLC. Van Cleef said that the Garden State's stable of parks should be the envy of all in the United States, but funding in New Jersey pales in comparison to its neighbors. The operating budget, for example, in New Jersey's park is 1/3 of Pennsylvania, 1/6 of New York, and 2/3 of the national average of all the states in the country. We have a great portfolio of parks. If you just said here's all the parks in New Jersey and here's what they have, it's really impressive. It's absolutely impressive on all fronts, national, cultural, and historic. In an attempt to protect the state's wealth of natural resources at these places, the Pinelands Preservation Alliance and other groups are launching the Fix Our Parks campaign, calling for more funding. So there's a shortage of funding for the staff in parks. All right? So instead of having 50 park superintendents, 50 parks, we have 15 park superintendents for 15 park superintendents for 50 parks instead of each one. So this is bad. 1 to 3. Oh my God. So they have their own problems in New Jersey. That's the bottom line. It's a whole new set of problems that I don't want to have to deal with. And after today, I really don't ever want to have to live in New Jersey. Between that and the heat and all the other things going on there. But you can't count on NJ Transit Rail for sure. And the governor isn't doing anything about it. Of course, getting back to things here in New York, it's not good news. Hochul has a huge lead in the Democratic primary, which I'm going to read to you now. The Republican primary is a little closer. So the primary is on June 28th, but our early voting is going to be starting soon. I think it has already. So it says a new poll released Monday shows Governor Kathy Hochul and Representative Lee Zeldin with hefty leads in their respective primaries for governor ahead of the June 28th election. I don't know what the hell's wrong with people in New York. I guess they just like arrogance. The voters just want arrogance. The survey by Emerson College Polling, Pix 11, The Hill, comes just hours ahead of the first televised debate of the four. Okay, so this is a couple of days old already. So this was before the debate. So, I'm not going to read because this was before the debate. Maybe it will change after the debate. But the problem with the Democratic side is Hochul has a 40% lead over. What is wrong with Democrats in this state? Seriously, you're going to pick Hochul over Tom Suozzi. What is wrong with you? Hopefully this changes. Jumaane Williams just has 6%. Suozzi only has 17%. She has led every poll of the primary campaign while raising a huge war chest compared to Suozzi and Williams, because again, she's got all the Wall Street people in her pocket there. But this is. I don't want to wind up living in New Jersey. This woman is going to try. If God forbid she becomes the governor I am going to have to fight like hell to get into an enclave, because I don't want to live in New Jersey. That's the bottom line. You're not going to drive me out, Hochul. So that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.